All right, Mike is having a deep moment here with this title of this video, and it's entitled, Should I Quit Star Citizen? I'm not quite sure if this is clickbait. Seems like it might be clickbait. I don't know why he'd want to quit Star Citizen. But okay, let's check it out and see if it's sincere or clickbait.
So first and foremost, yeah, this isn't clickbait. It's not. It's a question.
All right. I feel like just him saying that right at the beginning might be clickbait. I'm just saying, but let's keep going.
And I have been told to quit Star Citizen since basically 2015.
Who cares what people tell you? Like, I would have quit a long time ago if people hate me usually. I'm fundamentally unlikable. I get 50 comments a day about what a stupid, bald, dumb, idiot, bastard. You should see all these comments I get. It's crazy. It's negative. And I'm still here because I love to do this. Who cares what other people say? If you love it and you're passionate about it, you do it.
I've been told by members of the community team or member of the community team, pretty much. I've been told by members of this community to quit since...
This is the problem, This is the problem. You hit this level where you become the go-to source. And I get it, because he's king of the hill with Star Citizen right now. Everybody's going to him for Star Citizen commentary and opinions. And I think every one of us OGs had that spotlight on us at one point in time, right? And everybody deals with it differently. And Mike's probably getting too caught up in the social aspect of it. And he's reading these comments and they're negative and he's getting caught up in it. That's how I tell my girlfriend, Christy. She gets caught up on Facebook. She's like one of those scrollers. She scroll. She gets caught up in all these comments, man. All this political drama and shit that's going on. And she just gets caught up in it. I'm like, turn it off. Go outside. Have a good day, man. Don't get caught up in this shit.
It's basically I started since I had any relevancy whatsoever because I was opinionated and people didn't like those opinions. Which is totally normal, right? This time feels a little bit different. I feel frustrated. I feel all these things around what I believe to be very bad choices made. And I got a post on a video that I posted on the React channel, or the TV channel or whatever, which I haven't been posting on. I haven't been doing anything. Because I haven't been motivated and I haven't been happy. I don't know.
Okay, he's just getting burnt out. He's just getting burnt out. He needs to take some time away. So far, that's what I'm saying here. This is getting way too dramatic. It shouldn't be this hard. You see what I'm saying? Like, you should do this because you like to do this, and you should ignore your haters and just get on with it. I get it. I have moments where I get down and depressed too, but like nobody really wants to watch that.
Know how many of you
really want,
know, but
including
I had
myself.
like an infection in my mouth. And
what?
I had to have a tooth pulled. It was not fun for the last couple weeks.
Oh, that sucks.
It's not fun right now.
You know what really sucks? A colonoscopy. I had one of those 2 weeks ago. Different hole. Sucks. Clean colon though. Can I hear from my clean colon?
Yes, you're not gonna hate me.
Yep. I just hit old manhood, and it was my first colonoscopy. And wow, that was thank God they put me to sleep.
So that's part of things, but that is a very small part of things. Most of what I'm dealing with is frustration from
no polyps, totally clean.
The what Star Citizen might become, not what it's becoming, what it might become. And I read a post yesterday, and I normally would not read something this long because I think it's just ridiculous. Sometimes. Usually they start out normal and then go insano. And for whatever reason, I decided to read this, and I want to read it to you because
This is just going to encourage more people to write shitty things to Mike. Like when Mike showcases the asshole that writes like a 30 paragraph fucking commentary on him. I've had that too. Listen, I read everything. I read all my comments, right? And I get what he's saying. I get some of these from time to time where there's like a story that starts out somewhat normal and then it just degrades into like the dude or the girl's got like mental illness and you're like, oh, okay. And you kind of just back off and you don't do anything. Like that's the response to those things. Don't highlight them. You're just asking for more people to like be showcased on your channel. Like now he's just opened the floodgates for more people to like really get on board the hate train.
I think it represents very well what you might be feeling about me. As far as the YouTube people go, I haven't been posting very much, so I don't know how many of you have actually seen this, but I think this resonates to be completely true, and I'll let the comments on the screen determine if they actually are. This is from Faith Ev 8415, and they said, Mike, since you brought up item recovery at the end of this video, I'll say this since you mentioned elsewhere that you feel your streams have been bad and your channel is dying. I don't feel the channel's dying, but I feel like if I continue on this path, it will.
What? This is so bullshit. Like, are you fucking kidding me? He's got 21,000 subscribers. SaltEMike TV, 21,000 subscribers. I think I have like, I'm very much alive. I think I have like 21,000 subscribers. He has more than 21,000 subscribers, doesn't he? I thought he had like in the 30s or something like that. Wasn't like Mike in the 30,000 subscribers? Let's hold on. We'll check out his stream.
For someone who has enjoyed your streams until very recently, here's some advice you can take or leave. You being critical of Star Citizen has never been an issue, as long as criticism has been fair and justified. It's easier for people to relate to your experiences when you're stating observable reality. Okay? But when you start focusing heavily on your personal opinions, I always have, first off, on gameplay, when you're shitting on the game incessantly because the design differs from your personal desire, this is about, obviously, the item recovery, you instead come across like a whining baby. And it is extremely unappealing to be an audience member for those shows. First and foremost...
Wait a second. Hold on a second. He's got another channel, too. This one has 21,000 subscribers. Why does he care so much about... Yeah, like, his main channel has 40,000 subscribers. What is he talking about? How is this dying? His main channel has 40,000 subscribers. His second channel has 21,000 subscribers, which, by the way, my channel has 21,000 subscribers, and that's my main channel. And he's saying he's dying? Like, what are we talking about here?
How have you felt about these things? Number one, those are my opinions. And I'm not getting one guide. I honestly want... I think that this one guy is absolutely correct on a lot of things. Slightly off, but mostly correct. I've always talked about my personal opinions about gameplay, and this is not... this is definitely observable reality, that the Tier 0 implementation is really bad, and there's a lot of better things that they could have done. Now, one thing that I have observed is that they have been posting... they've been posting new patches very often, not necessarily making any changes in the PTU, which is where my concerns are starting to come from. But whatever this crappy Tier 0 implementation is, it could change in 4.1.1 in reality.
It's always going to change, people. I think a lot of the vets know this, and a lot of the OGs like myself and Mike know this. This shit changes like every other update, every other patch. This shit is changeable. I mean, like in what we're in right now, not a lot of people like what's happening here with the item recovery update, myself included, because of the implications of what it might do with the future economy that's going to be brought in. But they might just change us altogether. Also, in relation to death of a spaceman, you know, and you know, we got duplication issues on Tier 0. but that shouldn't be that big of a deal. Going into the future, though, hopefully they change this. I'm not a fan of this change. I don't think a lot of people are. There are some people that are just into that PvE grind, and they're like, cool, you know, like I spawn in the med bed, I'm ready to go. I don't have to equip everything all over again. And I think that takes the realism out of it for me. For some people that don't care, they're like, no, I like this. So, I mean, like, it's a matter of taste. And then overall, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be whatever the majority of the people want. But there's probably going to be changes along the way with this. And I don't think this should be like a clincher on why you shut down a channel. Let's keep going.
Reality, right? You've also allowed your dislike for item recovery to turn you into a troll in-game. This is where it's completely unfair. Killing people on site, instanton no less. I have done that at THUR because you kind of have to, and that's all I've done. So I'm a little confused by this one. Rather than trying to communicate with them like you used to, while using item recovery as an excuse. Jumping in front of players who are waiting in line in a shop terminal. Okay, that was just a joke. But yeah, I did that yesterday, and this person is like really upset about it. It was literally just a joke. And then making jokes about spitting on players for purchasing cash shop stuff when I've purchased them myself, which he points out here. Two of you are like myself. It is hard to tell if this is you acting in anger or simply showing your true colors. It was neither. It was a joke. But okay. I guess I'm a very good actor. It is surprising to viewers that might not like. Is it surprising that viewers might not want to support your channel like that?
What's up, Salty?
It's a joke. Take it easy. But I talked about how I do believe this change is going to force me down the route that I tend to go down in all MMOs. I've talked about this plenty of times. I started out as a crafter. There's tons of like competition in crafting, and there's tons of leveling, things to work on. There's lots of layers to crafting in MMOs usually, and I find that to be incredibly exciting, incredibly fun, incredibly enjoyable, and incredibly just relaxing, peaceful. All those things that make the community aspect of MMOs so fun. I think that everything around item recovery, from what we've heard, does the opposite of that. It doesn't create any community. It doesn't do any of those things. It simply is a solo MMO experience, which is what most MMOs are nowadays. And then people say, well, these are the successful MMOs. They're the only MMOs.
I agree. I actually agree with Mike here.
Right? So you kind of would want to Star Citizen to be a little different on some things, and that was one of the ones that I would want them.
Yeah. I like how he's attacking it on this angle with this argument. I think it makes a lot of sense, especially to a lot of industrial, like a lot of really hardcore economic industrial players. They feel this way.
To be different on. Then what I typically get into when I'm
which is what you'll hear from people that don't like this is they'll say, well, you must be a PvPer. They attack and they say, well, no, if you don't like this item recovery update, it's because all you're into is PvP and all you do is loot and all you care about. And it's like interesting because to me, the people that are most upset about this are actually like the hardcore industrialists and the economists.
Bored of that is straight up like PK piracy. Not even like competitive PvP.
Yeah, Salty.
Just PKing, which is, I think, the most competitive PvP at times because it usually is.
Darth Wookie says, I have nothing but respect for Salty, but I think his anger towards Tier 0 and other normal dev process make him seem very angry for no reason, sometimes manufactured. It does feel that way sometimes, Wookie. You're right. I mean, especially for somebody like myself and like others in this space that are covering Star Citizen and its development and understand game development and know that changes happen all the time. It seems disingenuous, right, Wookie? I feel you, bro. I feel you. Like, but like he's coming out here. It seems heartfelt. Like this doesn't seem manufactured to me. I just feel like he's just frustrated and he got a bad comment from somebody that was just trying to tell them their point of view. And maybe it just hit him a little bit harder. Right. But I mean, to come up with a video that says, should I quit Star Citizen just because of this comment is, you know, a little bit ridiculous, but he's going through some hard shit in real life. So like he's got the combo. He's got the crazy shit going on in real life with his mouth and the infection. And then he's got somebody telling him about how it's rude to cut in line in a video game. And he's got another person to tell him that he doesn't know what he's talking about. And, you know, it's probably just all colliding right now with Mike. And, you know, Mike's just at a point where he's like, you know, what is the point of this? Well, I mean, that's really at the end of the day what you have to ask yourself as a content creator. And really the answer to that question should be that you like to do it, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. At the end of the day, Mike, here's my advice to you. Somebody's been doing this forever, and you're much more successful at doing what you do than I'm doing right now. But my advice just as a person living this life is not to take this shit personal and do what you love. If you're having a hard time with this, go outside, touch some grass, take a break, right? But like if you're coming to this and you're not excited about this and you're not passionate about this and you're, you know, then people are going to see that. And then, yeah, you will lose your fan base. It'll be more negative than positive. And people will see the fact that you're not into it. And therefore, it's counterproductive. So just take a break, man. I mean, like, really just take a break. In my eyes, take a break. I want to hear him talk a little bit more about item recovery, and then we'll get to the next video.
A simple fight that is easy to win against a player who is, you know, not very defensive or defendable or anything like that. But then it usually turns into a very intense and difficult fight, or a situation where you're 1 and they're 5, and can you outsmart them in this chess kind of game? So that's where I was. And then yesterday I tried to jump into the single weapon elimination, and I was horrible with the new gun. And I feel like I can't even PvP anymore, and like I'm just...
Oh snap! Poker time, Stunner. That's what I'm talking about, Stunner. The good times here. Star Citizen After Dark. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I try to show up as happy as I can, right? There are days, you know this, on the morning show where you guys are my therapist and I'm sitting down on the couch. So, like, I've had my moments too. You guys know it. But I like to be as entertaining as I can and try and bring some positivity. And then if I am depressed, then I'll bring it with the story or something that's entertaining and watchable. I never come to a stream and think to myself, like, I'm going to shit the bed today. Like, I'm always trying to bring some type of quality or some type of entertainment or something to make you guys feel good or an interesting story. I won't turn on the stream if I don't feel it. And thank God, I don't know, through everything I've been through in my life, the good news is when I come to the stream, I actually want to hang out with you guys and have a good time because you guys make me feel better. I mean, like, yes, thank you, Bulldog. You guys make me feel good, man. It's a fun time to be around you. Recharge my batteries. Hell yes. Let's hear it. Let's hear it for you guys.
Yes, you're not gonna eat me.
Yes, Zav. Zav, you are my chicken noodle soup, bro. You guys make me feel great. I know so many of you here in this community, and I come here to recharge. Life is hard. And then I come on the stream and I'm like, thank God I'm here. And I recharge. Like, I am blessed to have such great people in my life as you watching. I am blessed to have you here and just have the best time in the world with you because life is a grind. And when I get here, I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Like, finally, I can have some fun.
Just like, what am I going to do in this game? And I was super frustrated. And that's kind of where this response comes from. Now, he says, if you are really concerned about your streams and channel, then I would suggest rapid attitude adjustment. I think the way they're speaking is you probably need an attitude adjustment a little bit as well. But I want him to know.
Oh, that's total. He's being way too nice. You know, that guy's being condescending. The guy who just told him, you know, you need an attitude adjustment probably needs the attitude adjustment. Can I get some ones for that? That's the vibe I felt from that dude who was commenting like that. And that's what I'm trying to tell Mike. You got to ignore that shit. Thank you, Zab, for putting that one there. It's nice to know. Thank you. We see some ones. Yeah, because that motherfucking guy that commented Mike was an asshole, right? And so, like, Mike's taking this shit seriously because he's in a bad state. He's got a mouth infection. He's got some heart issues. And then some dude says he needs attitude adjustment. And instead of, like, telling the guy he's a fucking asshole or banning him, he just takes it. And that's, he's in a bad spot mentally. He's just in a bad spot mentally.
At the way he spoke, like, it went right to where it needed to be, and I heard everything. And it resonated with me.
Why?
Because sometimes I just need to be yelled at.
No.
And I don't think a lot of people...
No. Never. What is he talking about? No, Mike, no. No, you don't, dude. Like, okay, healthy amount of criticisms are good. Like, positive, constructive criticism is good. But when you can hear, like, the tone from the comment by reading it and somebody's being an asshole, no, dude, don't take that shit. Put that Vaseline back, bro. Put that Vaseline back. Like, don't take that shit.
And this person did, and I think it's really helping. So, again, if you're really concerned about your streams and channel, then I would suggest a rapid attitude adjustment, because your attitude has been...
I would suggest a rapid attitude adjustment. That is the most condescending motherfucking comment I have ever heard. And Salty's taking it seriously, and he said that fucking hit him right in the cranium. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Salty, stop this shit, dude. Do not take that shit.
And really poor of late. 100% true. 100% true. And I've allowed the choice.
The name. Listen, some of us might not like that Salty gets salty, but that is his vibe. He's from Jersey. He's a Jersey kid. He's got the fucking attitude. People are going to him for that. They want that, right? The other people that don't like it, if it's not their flavor, they'll pick the pepper instead of the salt. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for Salty to take some of this criticism the way that he's taken it is so unsalty like. And I'm sorry, but the reason why Salty got to where he's at is because he is salty, whether you like it or not. And for him to, like, accept these comments that are very salty and just be pepper about this shit is it's very concerning to me.
Of this tier 0 implementation of item recovery to just literally take everything that was happy about me and just throw it away.
Yeah.
Over a video game. I felt like a literal loser yesterday. Like, just
no, dude, what is he doing to himself? He's bringing himself down, man. He needs a pep talk. Mike, you need a pep talk, dude. Just take a break from if it's getting to you that bad, bro, just step away from it, man. You know, just maybe he's just I hope he gets to the point where he can watch us and realize, man. I mean, it's not easy being in front of the camera. It's not easy taking everybody's arrows and all this shit. Sometimes it gets hard. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. But, like, damn, you got to be yourself. You got to be you. You got to essentially bring your personality to this. And, you know, I feel like he's taking this, like, I don't feel this is.
I have felt like a loser before, but I never felt more like a loser than I did yesterday.
Stop. What's he doing? I mean, come on, dude.
If the only thing that was holding your interest in Star Citizen was the ability to loot other players' equipment and the prospect of a player-driven economy, then maybe this just isn't the game for you, and you should stop torturing yourself and your viewers. You can turn the stream off at any time if you feel like you're being tortured, but let's talk about that for a second. Where does my frustration come from? It comes from the fact that I do think the player-driven economy is completely dead with these choices. I don't think that there will ever...
I disagree with this. And I'm surprised. Maybe he's in a real bad spot, but I totally disagree with that take, because how many times have they changed mechanics in the game? How many times have Cloud Imperium changed things like this? I think this is just like a short-term fix to keep asses in seats while the game is buggy and they're trying to stabilize server tech. That's all I think this is. I think this is trying to keep the time from a new player getting ready and dying and keeping them in the game because they're all ready to go when they get up in that med bed and they can play, to keep them in the game because it's so goddamn buggy. Put a 1 if you agree with me right now. I think that's where they're at. I think this is temporary. I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. I think this is the only reason they're just doing this. And this tier 0 item recovery, and you wake up right off the bed ready to go, is just temporary because they need the server tech to get more in a better spot. And look, I'm seeing lots of 1s down here with everybody agreeing with me. And the fact that Mike isn't talking about this is probably the reason why Darth Wookie is saying that he feels like some of these videos are manufactured drama. And now I understand even more completely where Darth Wookie's coming from this, because you can't tell me that Mike hasn't thought this. Mike has had to have thought this. What's up, Space Captain TV? What's up? Mike's been at this a very long time. I would have to think that Mike has had these thoughts also because he's been watching this. He's part of the game development. And I'm just shocked if Mike isn't seeing it this way. I would be absolutely stunned if he's never had this thought in his brain when everybody in this chat right now has put 1s and agreed with this take. I don't know where he's coming from here. He just must be he's either in a really depressed spot, or this is in fact like a clickbait manufactured drama video.
Never be a situation where crafting will be as exciting, as interesting, as advertised at CitizenCon.
Listen, the fact that they showed what they showed at CitizenCon this year or last year is a testament to why I think it's alive. How many of you agree with that take? I previous to CitizenCon, I was worried about the economy. I was worried about the crafting. I was worried about player-driven economies and everything industrialized. And then at CitizenCon, it blew me away, and it made me it revitalized my vibes towards the economy. Put a 1 if you guys feel that way. Do you guys feel that way as well? Because I thought everything was kind of like going to be DOA. And I thought that they were putting it on the back burner, but then CitizenCon brought up all the crafting and the blueprints, and and I was like, okay, cool. The economy's back on the menu again. Space Captain TV says, I think Mike is a leech for content. I don't know, man. I haven't watched enough Mike to know, Space Captain, but the general perception I get from people here is that he will make content that is specifically for the clicks, right? And which is maybe why he started out this video this way. I mean, I think a lot of times Mike has some pretty good takes. I'm not completely negative on Mike. There's a couple things in here that I've actually agreed with him on. And it's interesting to me because like when I watch a SaltEMike video that people want me to watch, I think I've watched like 3 or 4 now on the channel, and probably like an additional 2 on my own time. So I don't have like a really good read on Mike, but I've watched enough to know that like some of his criticisms are very valid, and I have agreed with him. And then I noticed like if I talk about Mike on my channel, a lot of people think right off the bat that like, oh, DG doesn't like Mike. That's not true. Right off the bat that he's a content creator, as he's doing this, like I give respect to anybody that does this because it's not easy to do. And by not easy to do, I'm not talking about being here and streaming, because I love that. That's easy for me to do. I mean, I already told you how much I love being here with all of you, and you guys recharge my batteries, and it's fucking fantastic to be with you here. I'm talking about taking all the hits, from people who are mentally ill on the internet saying some crazy shit about you, like this motherfucker that told Mike that he needs to adjust his attitude and got all preachy with him, or like plenty of things that I've gotten to the point where like I've had death threats and like crazy shit, right? That's the part that's not easy to do when you're doing this. So I respect anybody that can get up in front of a camera and be like some type of a content creator. So when people get on me and they're like, oh, DG doesn't like SaltEMike, or DG doesn't like blah, blah, blah. There's always these people that come in and say, but they never watch the whole video, and they don't listen to these parts. They don't listen to the parts where I actually do agree with some of SaltEMike's takes. They don't listen to the parts where I'm coming from like an even playing field with all content creators, right? But anyhow, let's.
2024,
I'm not going to watch much
and
more
even
of
at
this.
2023 with the blueprints.
I can't.
But If the only thing that was holding your interest in Star Citizen was the ability to loot other players, who doesn't like looting?
Right.
Okay. Who doesn't like looting? I love looting. And when the value of looting goes down incredibly, but it is not just that. I have very, very clearly expressed my opinion around the idea of engagements in ships and engagements in FPS need to end. And the new Tier 0 system, and I've been here for 12 years. Been here for 12 years. I've been a partnered Star Citizen streamer on Twitch for 10 years. This month. I think this day. I think tomorrow it might say, your stream anniversary or whatever. The idea that a Tier 0 implementation might change quickly is not a thing. This might stick for a while. And
of course, yes, it will stick for a while. It will stick. See, this is the thing. He knows this. He's been doing this for 12 years. He knows this. He knows this will change eventually. Yes, it's not going to be it's not going to be quick this time. It's going to be when the server tech, like, do you understand what I'm trying to get across to everybody? When the server tech gets better is when they'll probably change this. And I would say that the probability is pretty high. I'd say like 75 to 80% that they will get off of this for the reasons I stated earlier. And I feel like Mike knows this. This is just a temporary thing. I don't know if I can keep watching.
If it doesn't change quickly, I think it turns all the PvP engagements in Star Citizen into a less enjoyable one. Okay? And that's it.
I like that he's standing up for PvPers because as a PvPer myself, and I am a little bit more biased towards PvP, it is a voice that is in the minority. A lot of people play PvE, and that's how they love to play their MMOs these days. And I actually agree with Mike that way, on that perspective, on that opinion that he has. I do agree with him, and I think that it's good that he is standing up for PvPers. But again, this is temporary. It's going to stick for a while. When server tech issues get more stable and there's less bugs, I think what we'll see is this item replacement tier 0 thing go away. I think there's a good probability of it.
And it's incredibly frustrating to see Star Citizen take so many steps forward and then a massive step backwards.
And yes, in terms of the game design, yes, I totally agree. But in terms of keeping players in the game and keeping sales up as a business, this for them is a step in the right direction because they're keeping new players in the game. It's hard enough for players to be in the game with the bugs that they have to deal with. And every time they die because of a bug, they got to re-suit up. Well, they're just going to eventually log off and play something else. And so that's why they're doing what they're doing right now. And Mike knows this. So I think he's just like some things going on in his personal life. And I hope, Mike, that you get better, bro. It must suck to have shit going on in your mouth, man. I feel bad for you. I hope you get better. And don't worry, man. Just take a breath. For what it's worth, I would just say, just take a break, man. Like if you're not feeling it, everybody else is going to see that you're not feeling it, and you're just doing yourself more of a disservice to your channel and to your viewers and your fans by faking it, because they're going to see that you're faking it, and that's going to do more damage than anything else, bro. So just take a break, man. Just take a break. It's okay to take a break. I know it's hard for content creators to take breaks. I'm going to tell you why, because they're so conditioned to the algorithm. They're so conditioned that if they take a break, they're going to be forgotten about because the algorithm will stop fucking pushing out their content. And that algorithm, man, that fucks with content creators, man. Oh my God. Me, I don't care. Some videos I get thousands of views. Some videos I get tens of thousands of views. Some videos I get hundreds of views. I don't care. And they're all highlights from this stream. I got this thing going. I've been doing this a long time, and I just focus having a fun night streaming and then taking these highlights and cutting them out to my YouTube channel, and whatever happens, happens. And that's my attitude, and I'm having a great fucking time, Mike. So look at me as an example. Get better, rejuvenate yourself, come back, get happy, and let's give Mike an amen.
Yes, sir. Can I get an amen?
I bless you, Mike. I bless you. You can do it, bro. Just take a break, rejuvenate, and come back stronger than ever and show these motherfuckers what's up and be the salty Mike that you've always been. And, man, I'm rooting for you because that's what we got to do. As content creators, we got to stick together, and that's just what we got to do, man.